Welcome to Sound and Fury. I'm Eric Wilford Watson,
And I'm Hugh Frank.
and today we're going to have an argument.
Yay! Let's start a riot, a riot.
We're going to talk about which was a better Star Wars story, Solo or Rogue One.
Is there really any argument here? One of them was a kind of a misguided fan film that really didn't need to be made, and the other one was a direct prequel to A New Hope.
And we disagree on which one of those is which. I like Solo better than Rogue One as a movie. He disagrees with me.
I do. So,
Present your case. Why is Rogue One a superior Star Wars story?
so sometimes there are stories that really just don't need to be told, and so, for example, how the Millennium Falcon made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. For example, how Han Solo got the Millennium Falcon.
He was just falcon around, really.
It was really just, yeah. So those stories were alluded to throughout the original trilogy. Same thing with Lando and the Battle of Tanab. There are just certain stories that are just great stories, and I think, it's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's whatever happened with Hawkeye and Black Widow in what's the city that they keep talking about? Budapest. If we ever actually saw them go to Budapest, I don't know, it'd kind of take away something a little bit. Mm-hmm. So there are some stories that really are just better as background stories.
Some things are much better left unsaid.
Like what?
Well, sometimes when you blow your nose into a tissue and you put it in your purse, then a little while later you have to reach in there for your lipstick or something, and your hand gushes into it. And
Okay.
All
You're right. Some things are better left unsaid.
Stories. Sort of like Picard's relationship with Guinan.
Yeah, somewhere they knew each other, and, like Big Whoopee, right?
Yep.
So, and then you take into account where you have...
I wonder if she's ever sat on a whoopee cushion.
Probably. Actually, I guess she was kind of, because her real name wasn't Whoopi, she was kind of flatulent as a child, so they nicknamed her Whoopi. I think that's where that came from. It's true story as far as I know. It's on the internet now. It must be true. No, but that's what I've heard. It's a nickname. Anyway, so you have Han Solo speaking Shrillawook. You've got Han Solo makes reference to his own father, so he's got a surname. However, when he goes to join the military, the Imperial military, he's like, well, I don't know, I don't have a name. Well, we'll call you Solo. There are certain things that it would have been better off just being not said at all, not only the stories that we know about, but the things that we really didn't want to know about, because it kind of makes it dumb.
And those are nitpicks that I can't argue with too much, but I think on whole, Solo is an excellent story. There's a beginning, a middle, and end. He has character development and growth. He establishes his relationship with some characters, and it's a solid story that establishes where he's coming from when you first see him in A New Hope. And I think it's an excellent film. In Rogue One, the story, if there's no other Star Wars in existence, could Rogue One be a movie by itself? It's just we're stealing plans for war thing, and we're all going to die at the end. And I don't think it holds up as well as just its own independent story as well as the Solo movie does.
Well, as far as an independent story, but then you've got...
Which I understand it wasn't supposed to be an independent story, but
right.
Strictly as a movie, I thought Solo was the better movie.
Yeah, but really, if it wasn't for Han Solo and the other movies, nobody'd really care about, why are we even watching a movie about Han Solo? Mm-hmm. You've got he won the Millennium Falcon. Who really cares? He meets Lando Calrissian, one of the coolest characters in the Star Wars universe, but
Glover played him phenomenally,
oh,
so
God,
you got to give him that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it, hands down.
Han down?
Oh, yeah, that was actually kind of a cute thing where he starts calling him Han instead of Han. So that was fun. And yeah, you can't argue that Donald Glover was, if anything is good about that movie, it is Donald Glover's performance.
Kind of broke the fourth wall when Han shot first.
Kind of, but really, if Lucas hadn't messed up that scene in the A New Hope, very super awesome special, not really so great edition, then it wouldn't really be that big of a deal, right? Because just Han shoots people. That's what scoundrel rogue type peoples do. But
He's a criminal. Yeah.
he's a criminal. Yeah, he's a smooth criminal. Not as smooth as
Ow!
But you just get a little glimpse of what Lando's all about. But again, and he tells a little bit of his background and stuff. But you don't get enough Lando, and you don't really. There's not enough compelling story to care about Han Solo. If you don't know where he's going, then you don't really care about him much as a character. And then he's got those dice that keep on getting passed back and forth. Well, okay, so that's a tie-in all the way up to The Force Awakens. Okay, but and you see the dice briefly in A New Hope as kind of a little. They had just kind of stuck them in there on a whim. But who cares about the dice? Who cares about any of that? I don't know. You are right that it is.
But what
a
does
complete
Rogue
story.
One add other than where are the plans you intercepted? Well, let's watch this 2-hour movie to find out. How is that any different for Rogue One? Well, these characters never showed up in any other Star Wars property, so they all die horribly. Kids, I hope you like that. Spoilers, everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
I get it, it's war. People die in war.
Yeah.
And in Star Wars, not a lot of... they're kind of hero-proof in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So there's the realism element to that, if you can use the word realism in a space fantasy.
Yeah.
But to me, if Rogue One didn't exist, are you losing one thing in the Star Wars universe?
Not really losing anything, but it is a very compelling story that I think... I think it has relevance to the fact that it is told. If you think about what the people had to go through to get those plans, just in the beginning of A New Hope, Leia already has them, and she stashes them in R2-D2. There's not enough time to really talk about the sacrifice. Mm-hmm. When they go all flash forward to Return of the Jedi, and Mon Mothma says, many Bothans died giving us this information, and she has, I can't remember the name of the actress that plays her, but just you can see the weight of, she's the Supreme Allied Commander of the Rebel Alliance.
Her recasting was phenomenal, though. I will say that.
Phenomenal. But the original actress. You can see, and she had very few scenes, and she didn't really have time to establish a character or anything. But you could see the weight in her eyes of somebody that is just burdened with leadership. And she sent these Bothans off, and many of them died, and she's feeling those deaths in her heart just in that one short moment that she has on film. Just beautiful moment, and you don't have that in A New Hope, because all that's already happened, and Princess Leia is not the one that made the decision to send those people in. So just it's almost like a memorial to the people it's a living memorial to the people that got those original Death Star plans.
I will add that I don't hate Rogue One. I think it's a good movie.
Well, it has 5 minutes of Darth Vader going apeshit.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's worth watching the movie for that alone.
Right.
The Darth Vader in the hallway scene is one of the best Star Wars moments. Period.
Yeah.
Hans down.
Hans Gruber down.
But no, I just think Star Wars is more of a story. It has more of a plot structure to it than Rogue One does, in my opinion. But I think Rogue One is a good movie, but it doesn't really play on its own as well. You could just watch Solo as a movie and have it be a movie. You can't really do that as much with Rogue One.
Yeah, I would.
Plus, in Rogue One, they rip off Spaceballs with the planet with the air seal. That is Spaceballs.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life. That's the kind of thing an idiot would
yeah,
have
I
on his
mean,
luggage.
well, and I think Gareth Edwards had a lot of fun with, making that, and being a Star Wars fan himself. I think he he probably dreamed of, if I made a Star Wars movie, this is what it would look like. And it's hard to not incorporate some Spaceballs stuff in there as well. One of the interesting things about Rogue One, the planet that they go to that has a big shield around it, when Gareth Edwards was at Starbucks, he ordered his whatever it was he ordered, and they asked him for his name, as they do, and he said Gareth. And when they called him up to get his drink, they said Scarif, and he's like, "Ooh, I'm going to use that." And that's the plan. The planet that ended up having the Death Star plans on it was Scarif, but it all comes from some barista that couldn't get his name right at Starbucks.
I have been to the black sandy beach that they filmed Rogue One, though.
There you go.
In Iceland. That was pretty alien looking, and
Yeah.
I can understand why they would use that in science fiction, but I don't want to make it sound like I hate Rogue One. I'm a Star Wars nerd. I like all of the movies.
Right.
But I just think Solo is the superior film, and I stand by that. There ain't no good guys. There ain't no bad guys. There's just you and me, and we just disagree.
I think you've just lost your argument with that song.
And with that, let us know in the comments which one of us is right, which one of us is wrong. And with that, live long and prosper.
Bye.